What is up, guys? Patrick from NintenTalk here, back with a brand new video. And this is actually a Patreon question video brought to you by Aaron of the channel. So thank you so much for your continued support. Aaron asked me a very, very interesting question, something that I haven't really thought of up until now. He said, when Virtual Console comes out, and we can all safely assume Virtual Console is going to be on its way, hopefully this year. But when Virtual Console comes out, will indie games take a hit in terms of sales, obviously? So, awesome question, Aaron. Thank you again. I think that this is very interesting, and I think it's important to think about. Virtual Console's not out yet, so let's just assume Virtual Console comes out tomorrow. Will it kind of hit the indie scene a little bit? Will it take away some of the sales of indie games? And I have to say yes. I have to say with confidence, yes, it will. And here's my thing on that. Usually when I buy indie games, they're either a game that I either buy it day one, and it's a game that I've been looking forward to for a while. So it's an easy purchase for me. Usually I research some of these games. Like I rarely just blindly buy indie games when they first come out. I need a little bit of proof of concept because indie games are all over the place and all different price points. But here's my thing, and especially if GameCube games get released. Now, this is a rumor that's been around for a while, really a rumor that has nothing to back it up. It's just kind of a crazy prediction, I feel. But if GameCube games come out, you can safely assume that they're going to be probably about $15 to $20. And some of the top tier indie games are around that price as well. So if you're seeing kind of a brand new indie game or a GameCube game that you know is fantastic, which are you going to go with? The fact that you can play the GameCube game now on the go versus an indie game, it's a tough call because there are so many types of gamers. But for me personally, if GameCube gets dropped, I'm going to stock up on GameCube games. It's one of my favorite systems out there. So let's just kind of go to a different example. So a new indie game comes out, and it's kind of like, you know, the 8-bit, 16-bit. We're crowded by those kind of games. But a new 8-bit game comes out, and an SNES game is out there, and they're both the same price. And you know for a fact that this SNES game is fantastic versus this kind of new indie game. I don't know. I feel basically what I'm getting at is Virtual Console games, for the most part, are safe purchases. And I think that there's always sort of a risk involved with buying indie games. That's why I usually look up reviews. I usually look up gameplay and playthroughs. Not to spoil anything, but just kind of, you know, is this game worth my time and worth my money? Because it might seem like, oh, this is just a $7 or $8 game, but if you keep adding that up, that's pretty substantial. And if you're striking out on some of these indie games, you're going to get frustrated a little bit. So I think that the safety is there for the Virtual Console scene. You also have to think, like, if they go the GameCube route and if they add some of these more obscure consoles like the Dreamcast and stuff like that, to me, that the nostalgia that goes with that is a lot more appealing than kind of these run-of-the-mill indie games. And that's nothing, you know, taking away from the indie games, because some of the indie games that came out this year are among my favorite releases. I did a top 5 games of 2017, and 2 of them on the list were indie games. So indie games, I think, are important, and I will continue to support them. But if I have extra cash laying around, buying a kind of a retro game from Nintendo is a lot more appealing than, you know, taking a chance on one of these indie games. I think the main thing that'll come from this is I won't stop buying indie games. I'll just be a little bit more cautious about buying them. Again, I can't speak for everyone. I'm just kind of looking at these results of the poll that I put out there and just thinking logically of what's going to happen. There's a lot of nostalgia that goes with this, guys. And I don't think it's a big enough problem for indie developers to kind of be like, oh crap, like we got to get all of our stuff out before Virtual Console hits. I don't think it's that serious, but I think it's serious enough where if Virtual Console was out day one, it would have greatly cut into a lot of these indie game sales. Like if you put Dreamcast and some of the older Sonic games on the platform, I don't think Mania sells as well as it does. And some of these other games like Golf Story, I don't think they sell as well if you have Virtual Console games already. Proven games that are fantastic for the same price, even cheaper. You can't really tell me that a lot of these indie games that are coming out are better than the library of the SNES. So as a consumer, I think the safety net, knowing that, hey, this game's been around for years and years and years, it's a lot more appealing to a lot more people because of that. You're not taking a chance on a purchase. And then if you want to look at the other side, which I have to because these results are so close, people want new games. People want to play new games. That's why you buy new consoles. I have 2 previous consoles that are loaded with Virtual Console games. So I think besides a GameCube Virtual Console being released, there's not a whole lot that's left that is really appealing to me. Now the Switch is going to make me rebuy a lot of games because of the portability factor. The fact that I can play N64 games in the palm of my hand is a big deal for me personally because I don't emulate games. I think for someone who can emulate games and put them on the DS, put them on the PSP, that's not as inviting and exciting. But for someone like me who doesn't emulate, it's pretty substantial that I'm going to be able to play these big console games on the go. So I don't know, guys. For me personally, I'm still going to buy the indie games. I'm going to buy Virtual Console games, but I'm going to be a lot more selective with indie games. And I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that because I found some really, really cool games this year that I've taken chances on and definitely have paid off more than I've got burned on it. So let me know in the comment section below, do you think Virtual Console games will take some of the indie titles' sales away? That was a lot of words for a whole lot of nothing. Thank you so much, guys, and follow me on all social media platforms. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification button. I will see you guys later. Thank you very much.